Alright, so now if we go in UI custom extended button, you'll see that we have this button and it's all looking like it's in place. We're back in game mode just to test out, just to make sure everything's working correctly. And you can see that it's creating the scaling, it's doing the sound, and it's doing the color transition. So that's all looking good. Thanks. What I'm gonna do is create a new menu item, create that item just so we don't have to go through that entire process to add the extended script after the button. The first thing we're going to do is create a new script. Let's go into scripting and create an empty C# script. You can also create like a generalized UI creator. What we're going to do first is create a new method, generate the new button. So let's do private static void create extended button. And then for the parameters, what we're going to have to do is add in a menu command. The next thing we'll do as a menu item here, and the menu item, let's just do, and so for the slashes, that's going to be a new folder you go into. So if you have like multiple menu items and you want to order it inside of like, say, the custom folder, you can do that with this. And so for up top, make sure you're using Unity Editor. Unity here, we go in, create. You'll see that new extended button option, but if you click it, nothing happens. The next thing we're going to do is actually create that extended button. And how I usually go about that is going into the Unity editor and inspecting the specific object. So like, for example, this button here we've already outlined. So once you have like a good game object outlined in your editor, you can go ahead and look at the inspector of it, and that'll help us create the object we're looking for here. Okay, so when creating the new game object, we're going to go ahead and add in all of these components within the game object constructor. So first we'll have the name, and then we're going to have a list of the different components that are associated. So we have the rect transform, as seen here. We'll add in the canvas render there, the image we'll add on. Next we'll add on the button here, and then the last one we'll do is extended button. So now if we have this here, that'll actually create a game object with the defaults for all of these elements here. And the next thing we'll do is attach this new game object to the selected in the scene itself. What I mean by that is like if we're selecting this main section and we do create a new component, it'll be a child of this main section. We're going to be using the menu command context in the parameter. So you see here, the parent game object is created by the menu command.context. And then to add on to that, we'll check if it's not null. And then we'll set the parent and align it with the new game object we created here. All right, the next thing we're going to do is get the rect transform, and we're going to modify the width and the height to match what we have. So we'll go 800 and 250, the image, and we'll add on a sprite, which is the built-in extra resources, which you see here is the UI sprite. So this is like from the extra resources on Unity. We'll change the type to sliced. Next thing we're going to do is set up this button component. We're going to configure the coloring. So we'll go ahead and get the component for the button. We'll get the button colors. It's a color block here. And then for each different type, we're just going to set that to a custom color that we have associated. And then we have a color multiplier, and you can set these other ones as well, but then we're going to reset the button colors to this new colors object. So if you want to add in a new component or anything to like the existing game object that we have, like for here we don't have an outline, so I'm just going to add that in there real quick. You can see like instead of get component, just hit add component. Alright, so we're going to come back here after and create the child text. The next piece we're going to have to do is register the undo object, so just in case you're in the editor and you want to undo the creation, this will help you set that up here, and you'll just include the game object that you're creating and then have a name associated. Lastly, the thing you're going to do is set the new game object you're having to the selected object, so in the editor when you create it, it'll have it selected automatically. Now we're back in the editor. Let's create that new object we're working on. You can see below that we have the image, the height width set up, the coloring, and all that's in place. We have the extended button, and then we have the outline associated, so that's all looking good. We just don't have the text child beneath it. So for that, let's go into the child text, do the same process where we're going to be looking at the inspector. For creating this child object, what we're going to do is create a new game object with button text. We'll include that rect transform, as you can see here. We're, again, just going to be kind of copying what's in place already. We're going to set the parent to the extended button game object, which we have above. We're going to get the rect transform so we can modify the anchors and make sure it's like stretched out. So we're going to set the anchor min to 0, which is here. We're going to set the anchor max to 1, which you can see is x1 and 1. Then we're going to get the size delta and set that to 0. So then that's the left top, right bottom. Next, we're going to add in the text. So the TextMeshPro here. Set the text here. We're going to get the alignment option, which is the center we want. Font size max, which is the font size here. And the max here is what that's doing. We're going to set the auto size to true, which checks this box. Then we're going to set the font to the Anton SDF. How we got that path that we're using there is if we bring it up here, you can see down below, line here, we check the asset database and load asset at path. And if you look, right, so now if we go in UI custom extended button, you'll see that we have this button and it's all looking like it's in place. Lower that down there. Let's go here. You'll see the text, all the attributes we set are in place. We're back in game mode just to test out, to make sure everything's working correctly. And you can see that it's creating the scaling, it's doing the sound, and it's doing the color transition. So that's all looking good. If you have any questions or any ways to improve, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks.